Hello there. Excuse me. Not the best thing to start with, is it? Let me drink cloudy lemonade. Hello there. Excuse me. And now I'm playing my own live stream to me, so I can keep an eye on the comments on the other screen. Okay. So, hope everybody's doing well today. Welcome to a live stream. Yesterday, I went to the DEMU Showcase Model Railway exhibition. Had a great time. It's a wonderful group. It's a wonderful group of people. I learned a lot of things, chat to a bunch of friends, meet some new people you never met before, talk about model railways. I love it. For me, best show of the year, every single time. Better than Wall-E, every other show I can think of. It is the best one for me. Also, I'm now on the committee for DEMU as well, which is going to be some responsibility. I'm looking forward to the challenge. So, yeah, now going to be vice chairman. So, what did I buy? Well, I bought myself some locomotives, a coach, and a stack load of modelling parts. The first thing I bought on the second-hand stand was this Bachmann Class 47. £80 I paid for it with a chip in it. Looking at the wheels, and that's usually a sign of how much something has been used. It doesn't look like it's been used at all. Nameplates are still in there. Not that I really need them, but the cast, I don't need the nameplates, but the depot diamonds will be good. But let's drag it out. So here it is, beautiful machine. That's my 22nd Class 47 I think I've got now. So yeah, this one is 47365 Diamond Jubilee. However, I'll be renumbering it and renumbering and renaming it, and that will become, if I show you a picture that I've prepared in advance, that will become 47323 Rover Group. I already have the nameplates and have had it for a while. Hi there, Garrison. How are you doing? So that's this loco. This is the Rail Freight European livery, Rail Freight Distribution European variant. What happened was, in the approach to the Channel Tunnel opening, Rail Freight Distribution set up a group of locomotives because although the Class 92s were being introduced, they were delayed quite a lot. So in 1993, what they did was they decided that obviously the Class 92s, which would bring goods from Cheriton, which is the Channel Tunnel terminal area. So the freight trains that would come through with Class 92s or the European or the French locos, because I don't know how many people realize this, but before, let me find them for you. Yeah, there we go. So before the Class 92s, they were delayed. Because they weren't available, what they did was they borrowed a bunch of French locomotives and they used them for hauling goods vehicles through the tunnel to Cheriton Freight Terminal, at which point they would be handed over to Class 47s. Now, the plan was originally to have Class 92s pick up the goods from the other side of the tunnel at Kokele, I think it's pronounced, and then they would bring them all the way through the tunnel and go all the way up the Kent route up to Willesden, where they would be forwarded on to various points around the country. But unfortunately, the 92s were delayed, so they had to use these French electric locos for a while, and then Class 47s to haul them up to Willesden. However, Class 47s are not as powerful as Class 92s. So what they needed was a pair of them together. But Class 47s don't have multiple working. The first ones to have multiple working were the 47-9s used by the research department, which were given Blue Star, the Blue Star system, which is used by Class 20s, 31s, 37s, 30, a multitude of different types. So these were converted with multiple working plugs, and if we look on the front, you can just about see the multiple working socket on the front there. So, yep, nice loco, good price. Didn't come with any detailed parts on the front, but no matter, because I can do all those myself anyway. So, yep, that was a good buy. Drop it back in the box. And as I said before, not too bad for £80. I also came home with a Deltic. Now, I don't know why I bought this, to be honest. I've kind of tinkered around the idea of buying one, but Deltics are before my time. I didn't get interested in railways until 1987, 88, when I went to boarding school. And because I used to travel on them all the time, I got bored, nothing else to do. I effectively became a train spotter. That's the short version. So Deltics were before my time. They weren't around in the time I was more, into railways. And they didn't appear until, I think it was 96, 97, when one was, when they started to hire them out to Virgin. But that's the privatization period, and I don't do that either. So I don't really need it, but, I kind of wanted one because they are something of a railway icon. So, and it was £45. And it's brand new, as far as I'm aware. It doesn't look like it's been used at all. I bought it off Simon Bendall, who is the editor for Model Rail Express. And let me check that out. That's a nice logo, isn't it? Now, it's not without a couple of flaws. The curve on the nose is a little bit iffy. And, it's got printed panel lines. I mean, that was a knee-jerk reaction from Beckman after the original Class 37 mess up. But it even has the nameplates on it. Say the wheels are clean, so I believe it to be brand new. So, yeah, absolute bargain. £45. So that was a good buy. And then I also bought a coach. This is a Mark IIA in blue grey at TSO, and that was £25. Again, pretty much a bargain. There were some other ones, Network Southeast ones, but those are Mark II Zs, and I've got enough Zs now. So, nice Mark II coach there. I already have several of these. And let's have a look at the wheels. I haven't actually checked this, taken this out yet. I don't think this has been used either. The wheels look spotless. I don't know. Don't know if you can see. The wheels look spotless. I don't know. Oh, well. Either way, that's useful. I have a plan of what I'm going to do with it. And it's a little bit, a little less conventional. I'll show you what it will be. Down there too. So let me. It will be part of this. So this is the intercity trek assessment train, and these two vehicles here are Mark IIAs. So we got two Mark IIAs. We have a Mark III sleeper coach. This is a recording vehicle that it's an unusual vehicle, but it's a former kitchen car. Then this is a Mark IIA BSO, sorry, BSK, or BFK. I'm not sure which, can't remember now. Actually, I've never actually been able to identify which individual vehicle this is. It still needs a bit of research on my part. And this one is 999508, which is an observation vehicle. It's a saloon. So if I show you, it's this vehicle, which is interesting. You can see it's air braked, and it's got extra piping around the wheel, extra cabling around the wheel, the bogies, some extra lights and bits and bobs like that, and these notches so it, people can look out the windows and observe. So interesting vehicle. And then this is the recording vehicle, the yellow one. And this is from an old magazine. Look how weird the front end is. So it's like a shelf here. So another interesting vehicle for the railway. Sadly, it ended up scrapped in the end. So yeah, that's going to be a fun vehicle to do. And then the only other vehicle that I bought was this, which was I think it was £5 or £6. I can't remember now. But this is a VIX ferry van, the old BR ferry van, and it's a good vehicle. The chassis is a little bit basic, and it's got all those horrible, crappy Hornby wheels that originally came with these things. But you can do them up quite nicely and turn them into something really good. I've seen it done a number of times. So that will become this in the fullness of time. Going to add some details to the chassis, put the chaining parts on. Oh, it already has them. But yeah, seal up the door and put proper handrails on instead of a big sort of thing on it. So because it has a bit of a play train look about it. So yeah, put some proper handrails on. Rebuild that section because the Hornby one isn't quite like that. So you can see this is a little bit different. So it adds a little bit more interest to it. So yeah, interesting vehicle. I've already got one of them already, which will be coming something like this. Again, it will be a departmental vehicle, not a revenue earning one, because in the time I'm doing that, most of them had been removed from traffic and being used for other things. I even considered, and it's still possible, I don't know, but it's still possible I could turn it into an RRA runner. One of those. No, it is that. Yeah. I think it's one of those. Yeah. Anyway, possibly. I don't know. I haven't decided. So, but it'll probably be several engineers, and the other one will be a grey and red one. So, what else did I pick up? So, I bought myself some Freightliner containers. These are from Sea Rail. Now, Freightliner, Bachmann are going to be bringing out some Freightliner flats very soon. I was chatting to the chaps at Bachmann who attended the DEMU show. Give me a second to drink. I spent so much time talking yesterday, you might be able to tell my voice is a bit gravelly. So I bought these because Bachmann's Freightliner flats are coming out very soon, I was told in July, although they don't actually know when it's going to be until someone phones them up the day before and says, containers arriving tomorrow. Could be held up by customs, who knows. So so I bought 2 of the large ones and 2 of the small ones. And there's an interesting thing you can do with these small ones. So if you remember the Railfreight Distribution logo, let me jump to it for a second so you can see. Side shot. Not particularly good. Let's try. Oh, I'm going to be a good side shot somewhere. There we go. That's one, but it's faded. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. So, Railfreight Distribution, the logo here, which is the red is actually the same red as you get in Network Southeast stripes. Little information for you there. But yeah, the logo, the livery is basically made out of a couple of diamonds, one on top of the other. Unfortunately, they get faded very quickly. Red absorbs the ultraviolet light from the sun, and it ends up bleaching. It becomes bleached pretty quickly within a year or two. A little bit better today because you can get 7-year vinyl. So it's vinyl sheet stickers that go on the top, and it's designed to withstand the sun for 7 years. But anyway, if you take these boxes, if you got 8 of them, you can have the top half, and then so top half, yeah, and then you can put a couple upside down to make the next one. You can imagine you've now got half a diamond, the other half a diamond, 1, 2. Just a weird little silly fact for you there. So I bought those. The rest of the money I spent was on parts. detailing components, and I bought quite a lot. Let's just say that I spent more money on detail parts than that Class 47 that I bought, and possibly the Deltic as well. The price put together, I don't know, roughly. So, someone had some little parts for sale here. These are Vitrain's lamp irons, and one of the components in particular, which is very useful. Let's see if the camera can show these. Oh, focus in. Stop trying to find my face camera. Come on. Still struggling. Yeah. Oh well, they're these T-shaped ones. Oh, there you go. An inverted T-shape. So these are used on Class 37s, 40s, a few other things with noses, basically. And if we look at this picture here of 37430 in the Highlands somewhere, you can see there's one. Now, you can't get them anywhere else. This is the only place I've seen them. So if you get a 37 from Bachmann, they don't have them. And you don't get them in the spares parts as well either. So you've either got to fabricate them or get the Vitrain's ones. And you know, each sprue has 2 of them. And I have, you know, one pack when it came with 4 sprues. That's 4 locos worth. And I bought, well, not drop it on the floor. And I bought 2 of them. So fantastic. That'll last, you know, that's pretty much every loco that I need for it to do it with. Let's get another drink. Quite warm today. I don't know about you. It's been quite a lovely day. Although, to be honest, I felt I've been quite sleepy because I got 12 hours sleep last night because I was so exhausted from the day. So the next thing I bought were some buffers, some brass buffers. These, I believe, are from A1 because I think they're the only people that do them. They're like that. And these aren't normal buffers. They're clipped oleo buffers. Let's see if the camera can pick this up. It was struggled with the other one. Let's give it a try. So, that was getting pretty good. There we go. Can you see they're clipped? They're like circles with flat tops. And the camera decided to not find it again. Okay. Well, those I used at on Class 91s and 90s. So if we look here, this is a photo I took of 91019. Now I'm going to hold for a couple of moments and I'll give you a chance to figure out where it is. Where do you think that might be? Obviously, I haven't got many people watching. It's only 5 right now. People watch later. But where do you think that might be? It's not on the East Coast Main Line. It's actually Manchester Piccadilly. It was in 1992, I believe it was. What happened was there were 2 of them run, one week, one the week after, with 20. I can't remember what it was now. What happened was there was some money going spare. The government decided they were going to give some money to British Rail, and 2 groups tried running for the money. One was Intercity, who wanted to buy about a dozen Mark IV and Class 91 trains for the West Coast Main Line, and Network Southeast tried bidding for the same money for some extra trains for Network Southeast. And in the end, Network Southeast won. And what we ended up with, and there I was clicking, and what we ended up with was the class 365s. The networkers, 41 of them were made, and they ran some of the Kent stuff early on, but eventually they were all transferred where the rest were, which was working out of King's Cross to Ely and that kind of direction, the Great Eastern Line. So, yeah, well, where they're still being used, however, they're coming off lease now because they've now got Class 700s to do the job. So, yeah, so that's that was that. So that's what the flat buffers were. And then I bought some other parts. So let me just get a photo ready so you can get an idea what I'm talking about first. Okay, so all the rest of the parts come from Shaw Plan's Extreme Etchings range. This is a pack of Class 56 jacking point covers. Now, Hornby do a very nice model of the Class 56, but they made a bit of a glitch, and I've never really understood why. And it's for so what they did was the jacking point has a line through it. It looks quite weird, actually. Let's just drag this over here. So if you look, you can see it's like you know, a box with a line in it and quite recessed. Well, they don't look like that. You can see, you know, on the photo, they're not like that. I've never seen them ever with them removed. You know, I'm guessing that, you know, they remove them and they clip on the jacks and that's how they lift them off because they haven't got any lift rings on the bottom half, so that must be what they're for. But it's weird that it's weird that Hornby managed to find a photo of one without them and yet use them. You know, thought that's what they look like. So just a weird thing. So yeah. So the next thing I bought were a couple of Class 47 roof grills, roof and grill sets. So these are items that you solder together. Yep, you solder them together, and they're the woven version, like most have. So that's a pair of those. And to continue with my Class 33s, I bought some extra Marker-like covers. So these are, let me show you again. So, type 3, Class 33, details. So that's these things. Now, these are important for me because I have a number of 33 ones that I'm converting into 33 O's. And the way I do it is to... so the way I'm doing it is to remove the rubbing plate, and you can just see the bottom there where it's got a notch taken out of it. Because originally the 33 ones, which are the ones with the pipes on, so they can do multiple work with you know, Southern Region electric units. So the idea behind them is that so when they converted them, they, you know, put all the pipe work, the high level brake pipe work plus this sort of plate here, and also a electrical plug so that they can have a flashing light for the Weymouth key line. But when they put the rubbing plate in, that would have got in the way of the original fairing, the bottom of the body shell. So what they did was they cut a chunk out of it. When I do my 33 O's, I do them out of 33 ones because the original Hellgem one, the roof shape wasn't right. It was kind of came over here and then curved there, and it looked kind of flat cap like. But since then, Hellgem fixed the body. They've done a revision of it. The problem is that they made some modifications on the roof, and now the roof isn't quite right. So it still makes it easier to take a 33-1 and convert it. So you just, scrape off all the detail off the end there, remove that, and then just use some plasticard to fill it up. It's something you'll see on my channel. I've already done the filming for it. I just need to edit it into a video. So, yeah. So a few weeks back, I bought another 33-1 in fragrance set colors, and as a result, I needed an extra set of marker lights for that. So that, and to go with that fragrance set 33, I bought another roof fan and grill set, a video of which is on the channel, where you can where I show you how you can solder it all together. And there's the pack. There you go. It was in focus, then it decided it wasn't. There we go. That's the pack, and you just solder it together. And to complete the Class 33 theme, I bought some body side grills. Now, I've been waiting for these to come out for a while, and I was pleased to discover a few weeks back that they're finally out. That allows me to finish up my Class 33s. And so I can show you what I'm talking about here. Here is what they are. So they're see-through panels, just a grill with the detail parts on the top. And I want it to be just like this. Looks like it's see-through. And what I'll probably do for the interior part is to have some ribbed plasticard, which represents a radiator. And you can see it's got like a spirally thing in it. I've got some closer shots somewhere. Low-res camera. Right in Daniel's photos. There you go. So you can see, so you got some ribbed material on the inside, and then, this. And the way I'm going to do this should be very simple, is to get a couple of pieces of wire, handrail wire, and solder them together, and then split them apart, to get that frame. So, so the parts that I bought, the Shoreplan parts, are the framework and the mesh on the inside. So I'll have to build up these diagonal bracing parts and the background parts, and it'll be recessed plus its angle part. The angle part is probably the hardest part to do, because trying to profile something in that way can prove difficult. So, and you can see how it's like slotted, it's got holes behind it. So, yeah, so I bought that. And I didn't buy one. I didn't buy two, and I didn't buy three. I bought 11, and these are £8.50 each. So I bought a lot of them. I spent £132 at Shoreplan yesterday. Primarily these, the other bits added the cost. So it was expensive. I mean, I could have bought another loco for that, but it was worth it for me, because I want my 33s to be the best looking 33s around. I want them to look like the real thing, not like a model, you know, because that's what modeling is about. You want to try and make it look as real as possible. That's the way that I work, you know. I'm sorry. When I say you, I mean it in the sort of grand you. You know, you want your railway to look as realistic as possible. I would expect. I do. I'm not. I'm not an elitist. So if you just want to play trains, that's fine as well. You know, do what you like. That's what makes you happy. Bonus. So yeah, I had a great time. I bought some stuff, and you know, it's given me, you know, those body side grills give me the chance to finish off a couple of projects that I've been working on. And if you may not, something just occurred to me. I bought 11 of these, but I've only got 1033s. So why did I buy 11? Well, I've also got a class 26, which I've worked on. Most of it is complete. Fortunately, I'm going to have to sort of partially alter it because now I've got the body side grills. Because I put the roof fan, put the roof fan on already, and it's all painted. Now I've got to dig a hole in the side, and I'm going to have to partially repaint it to fix it back up again once these are on. And again, I want it to look as realistic as possible, so it's what was required. So, like I say, that was it was a great weekend. There was some fantastic layouts. I videoed almost every single one. I forgot one layout. It was on the stage with the second-hand stand, and I forgot about it. Sorry, Dave Talby, I completely forgot. But all the other layouts that I recorded, and I'm going to edit them and put them on my channel. There's already a video on the channel from last year, so it'll be done in a similar standard. So hope you've had a wonderful day. It's Sunday. People got work tomorrow, so I hope they've made the most of it. I hope some of you got some railway modelling done up in the loft or whatever. I hope it wasn't too hot, and if it was a bit too hot, well, maybe you can get something done in the week or something like that. Hey, New Junction, how you doing? So yeah, so that's it really. I can't really think of anything else to say, which is unusual for me. Normally I'm, you know, very good at talking, but I could turn it into too much. So yeah, so that's it for today. So hope you've had a great day, and obviously thanks to the new parts that I bought today, plus models that I've already got. I've got plenty of modeling that needs to be done, get it all working. Maybe next time I do a live stream, you'll be able to see that 47 that I bought with all the, you know, with the renumbering that's been finished. So we'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you have a wonderful week, and happy modeling. Bye-bye.